Good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
Are you able to hear my mic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, like in the last class, what we have seen, just we have seen some introduction topic to what is Python. Okay. Some features we have seen that, and we have downloaded the software, Python software, and we have installed that software in our computer. Okay. Roughly, again, I will show that installation process. Okay. Just meanwhile, just remember these points. So I will share this document to you. Just go through this one. Okay. Actually, Python is a high level language. High level language means you can write everything in English language only. We are not going to write in any type of binary code. We directly will write some like English language code, hypersyntax that will be interpreted by the Python software. Okay. Here we are not going to compile any code.
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
Why is it not clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Now it is okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Python is not a like just like other language. We are not going to compile any code internally. That Python itself compiles the code and it will convert into the binary code. Okay. Like we have different features. Like it is a like interpreted language, right? Interpreted means the same thing only. Okay. Automatically it will compiles internally. Okay. Just it interprets the data. Okay. Then we can easily interact with the Python prompt. Okay. Just like uh, other language, what you will do, you open some editor and you will write some code and you will compile that code and you will see the output. But in Python, it is not like that. You can directly interact with just like a human. Okay, that will see later. And also it is an object oriented programming language, just like Java. Java is also an object-oriented programming language. Right? The same way, in Python also, everything will treat it as an object. Okay. For example, if you declare a variable also internally, that variable treats as an object. Okay. Just go through this thing. He is the developer of the Python. Okay. Guido van Rossum is a like famous scientist. Okay. Actually, in uh, 1989 he developed this Python. Okay. Uh, Meanwhile, they released many versions. Okay. Recently, we are using 3.8 that we can download from internet. 3.8 or you can go for 3.7 also. Okay. So these are some features related to Python. Okay. We can easy to learn this language. Okay. It is very readable and we can maintain the Python code very easy. Okay. We have like uh, huge amount of standard libraries available within this Python. Okay, because of this huge library, this Python we are going to use in everywhere, just like machine learning. Okay, we can go for data science. In data science also, we are going to use this Python language. Okay, in deep learning, okay, artificial intelligence. Okay, everywhere we can use this Python language. Okay, and also it is interactive mode. Okay, directly you can interact with your Python script. Okay, it is also portable. Portable means once whatever the code you have developed, that code you can run any platform. Just like for example, if I am using Windows platform, okay, I have developed my code in Windows. The same code you can directly use in other platform like Linux platform, okay, Mac OS, okay, like Ubuntu OS. In different platforms, we can directly use this code. Okay, or like we can extend the code also. Okay, or like for example I wanted to or like include some C code in Python. That thing is possible by using Python. Okay, we can interact with the databases as well. Okay, for example, I want to store some data in a database. Directly, you can just connect with your database and you can store your data in a database. Okay, we can develop GUI programs. Okay, GUI programs here is some applications. Okay, just like calculator. Okay, notepad. Okay, such applications you can develop by using this Python. Okay. These are some features. In the last class also we have seen this. Coming to this installation process, okay, first you need to download this software, Python software from official website that is called python.org. Okay, just go to this python.org. This is the official website. Then you will find this download tab. Okay, I will just show. Here you can just type in any browser python.org. Once you are entered into this website, you will see one tab here. This is the download tab. Okay, here you will select your operating system. Okay, either Windows, Mac OS, or other platforms. Okay, based on your operating system you need to select. Here I am using Windows platform. Just I am clicking this Windows. Okay, here you can see the latest version, that is 3.8. If you want to download this one, you can download, or else you can go through this 2.7 also. Both are good. Okay, here you can find the different formats. Okay, whether you are using 32-bit or 64-bit. And also here you can see executable installer. Executable installer means it will directly install in your computer. Okay, or else you need to, or else you can directly download total software and you can unzip that file and you can install that software. Okay, this is good. You can share this after downloading. You can share this total software to your friends also. But if you go for this executable installer, you cannot. Directly it will install in your computer. You don't find the software. Okay, better go for, if you are using 64-bit, you can go for this one. Okay, after downloading this software, just go through these steps. Okay, if it is 64, this you just download this one. If it is 32-bit, download this one. Zip file you should download. Okay, after downloading, for example, if you are uninstall that software, with this zip file you can again install your software. Okay, you go for this installer, but again you require the internet. Okay, you need to download this one again. Okay, better go for zip file. Okay, see, after downloading this software, the software looks like this. Okay, I have already downloaded that software. Here you can see. Okay, this is the file, actual file. Okay, if you double click on the software, okay, automatically just like other like software installation process, just you need to follow next step. Okay, you can observe here. Okay, after downloading, you have saved that file in your local computer. Okay, see, after saving, just go double click on that, and here you need just select install for all users. Okay, actually if you are using some Windows 7, it will ask some additional libraries uh, like Microsoft Visual Studios, some extra libraries it may ask. Just go through, just install those libraries first, then install the software. Okay, if it is Windows 10, it won't ask anything. Just directly you can install the software in your computer. Okay, just go through next. Okay, once once you click on this next, your software is directly like install in your local disk C. It will create the folder like this. Okay, this is the local disk C. Then it will create one folder Python. Okay, here also you can observe. Okay, just go through these steps. Just nothing you need to do. Just click on next, next, next. That's it. It directly install in your computer. Just click on finish. Okay, After installation, you need to set your path. Okay, setting path just like Java path setting only. So where your software is installed, C colon Python. Just copy this folder and go to computer and properties. Okay, here you can observe here in computer, go to properties. In properties, you will see this advanced system settings option. Okay, click here. No need to do path setting also, but if you want to execute your like Python scripts using command prompt, you need to set this path. Okay, here you will find environment variable. Okay, there you can see path. Here then you just add. Okay, just edit this one. Here you can just add that code. Okay, here whatever where your software is installed, the C colon. Okay, like Python 27. Okay, that path you need to add here. Okay, then click on OK. Then OK. Okay, in this way you can set your path. Okay, without setting path also, actually once you like install your software, it will give one IDLE. Okay, that I will show. Okay, for path setting, that is the procedure you need to follow. Okay, in computer, right click on your my computer. Okay, go to properties, then advanced system settings, then environment variable. There you can add this environment where your software is installed. Just copy that path, paste there. Okay, this is the procedure. Okay, setting your path. I will share this document. If you have any doubts, you can go through this document while installing your software. Okay, then after installing your software, okay, what you need to do, you need to write some first Python code in your like if you need to execute one sample code in your computer. Okay, how you can. Okay, after installing your software, okay, it will directly give one Python interpreter. Okay, here you can see a running Python interpreter. Okay, this after installation you will find this Python interpreter in your computer. Okay, see in your search box. Okay, here just you type Python. Even if it is Windows 7 also, just type Python. Here you will see some like options. Okay, here you can see IDLE Python. Okay, I have installed 3.8. That's why here it is showing 3.8 32-bit version. Okay, this is one IDLE, and also it will give one prompt interpreter Python 3.8. You can go for this one also, or else you can go for this IDLE. IDLE means it is just like, for example, like you are going to write one Java code. Okay, what you will do, you will open one editor like Edit Place or Notepad, some other any one editor. You will write that code in that editor. Then you need to save that file somewhere in your computer. Okay, after saving your file, what you will do, you will directly move by opening your command prompt. You will directly move to that folder, and from there you will execute your Java code. Okay, but instead of executing like that, we have different IDEs, right? Like NetBeans, Eclipse. Okay, we have IDEs. Okay, IDE is like integrated development environment. It will create there only you can write your code. In the same window only you can see your output. Okay, in the same way, Python also, after installing your Python, it will give one IDLE. Here IDLE means integrated development learning environment. Integrated development learning environment it will give. Okay, if I open this one, it will directly give this prompt. Here you will observe. Here you are seeing, right, like whatever I have opened here, that thing here you can see, this is the IDL, integrated development learning environment. Here you can directly write your code. Okay, in the same way here I just open. Here you can see this is the IDL. I will minimize this one. Okay, the same thing you are seeing here, right? This is the IDLE. Okay, here you can write your PHP code. Okay, everything. Okay, just like other language, we have different concepts here also. Everything you will write here. Okay, clear now how we are going to install the software. You can post it in chat box or you can unmute yourself. Here this
Yes, sir. Clear.
installation process.
Sir.
Can I repeat it again or else?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. I will share this video as well if you want to confusing while installing. You just go through this document or else you can go through this video also. Okay. While moving on.
Okay, sir.
Okay. In this ideally, okay, in this you can call it as a Python interpreter. Okay, this is the interpreter. Directly you can write your code within this interpreter. Okay, directly you can interact. In the futures, I said right, it is an interactive. Python is an interactive. Okay, directly you can interact here. For example, I want to like add two numbers. Okay, if you want to add two numbers, if you go for any language, just like C language or Java, some or like PHP, some any language. If you go for any language, at least you need to write 5 to 6 statements for adding two numbers. But Python is very easy language. You can directly interact with your Python interpreter and just get your output. Okay. For example, if I enter here 3 plus 5, if I enter, what is the output you are expecting? 8, right? If I enter, you can see the 8. Okay, how you can observe this how simple it is. Okay, without writing any libraries or else any function. Okay, directly I'm interacting with my Python. Okay, for example, I want to print like some hello world. Okay, hello world. If I enter, you will get the output as hello world. Okay, in a single statement, I'm getting this output as hello world. Okay, like that, you can directly interact with your interpreter. Okay, so in this way, you can directly interact with your interpreter, or else, like I want to save this file. Okay, whatever the I'm just considering the hello world program. Okay, this hello world program I wanted to save in one single file. How you can? Okay, but then within this ideally only you can observe here file option. Here you can see file, right? You just click on this file, new, go to new. Okay, it will give one editor. Okay, this is the interpreter, Python interpreter. This is the editor. Here you can write your file. The same thing I can write here. For example, I'm going to print like hello CS. Okay, after writing this statement, just like other languages only, after writing your code, okay, what you need to do, you need to save this file. Okay, for example, if it is a C code, how you will save this file? Or like file name dot C, right? If it is a PHP file, you will save this file as or like some file name .php. In the same way, if we have written our code in Python, okay, to save this file in Python, you need to extend your file with the .py. Okay, see, just observe here how I am going to save this file. Just go to file, save, click on save. Okay, here you can select your directory where you want to save your file. Okay, here you can see in local disk, you can go for C drive, D drive, E drive, anywhere. Okay, better I'm going in C drive. Here I'm going to create one folder that is like Python examples. Okay, I have created one folder. Okay, all my files are I'm going to save within this folder. In C drive, Python examples is my folder. Okay, here you need to give your file name. As I said, right, every Python file is extended with a .py. Okay, here just I'm giving for sample I'm giving file name as test. Okay, test.py. You can observe here this test is the file name. Okay, py is the extension. We are saying that this is the Python file. Okay, for example, if it is a text file, what you will do, you will write test.txt. That is text file. Okay, you need to give like extension here. Py is the extension for Python files. Okay, then click on save. Okay, you can observe here this file is saved in this on this folder. Okay, you can see in local disk C, I have created one folder, right? That folder name is Python examples. Okay, in Python examples, you can see this test file. Test, this type of this file is Python file. Okay, because I have extended .py. Here you can see a Python file. This is the Python file. Okay, see, after writing this file, generally if you go for any other language, you need to compile this file, right? But here no need to compile any code. Okay, because Python is a interpreter language. Okay, in futures you can add this point. Okay, Python is a interpreter language. Okay, no need to compile any code. Internally it will convert the total source code, whatever the source code we have written here, that code is internally converted into the binary code. Okay, byte code, or you can call it as byte code or binary code. Okay, byte code means it consists only machine level language, that is zeros and ones. Internally it will convert by Python itself, no need to compile anything. Okay, then you need to execute this file. Okay, here you will see one option, run option. Okay, just go to run module. Okay, in this way you can execute your file, or else you can go with the shortcut also. Okay, F5 shortcut is F5. You can directly press F5, it will directly execute your file, or else go to run and run module. Okay, this is the editor, and this one is the our prompt. Okay, interpreter prompt. Okay, here you will see the output. Here I have just executed the file. Here you will see the, just like if it is like Eclipse or NetBeans, the top we will write the code, in the bottom in the console you will see the output, right? You can see, you can consider it as a console. Okay, here hello CSC is printed. Okay, this is about the sample code that we have executed in our local machine. Clear this? Ramya, are you there? Ramya, Kranti, or like Ruchita ready.
Sir, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Yeah, what we did, just I opened ideally after installation you will find that prompt. You just open here. If you type the Python here, okay, you will see this IDLE. If I double click on this IDLE, directly it will open this IDLE. Okay, directly you can interact with this IDLE, means it's a Python interpreter. Directly you can interact, or else you can directly save your file by clicking file, new file. Okay, you will create this one. Okay, here you can write your code and you can save it as a single file. Okay, this is sample hello world code in Python. Okay, so moving on, this is the same thing whatever we did, it is documented here. Okay, okay. Actually if you want to execute using command prompt, okay, in your computer, just to open command prompt. Okay, using command prompt also you can execute our Python files. Okay, in Java also, after opening command prompt, how you are going to like execute your JavaScript, you will, for compilation you will use java c space like file name dot java. That is for compilation. For execution, java space like class name. Okay, public class name we will give, right? In the same way, if you want to execute our Python file using command prompt, this is the process. Okay, just go to that folder where your file is saved. Okay, from there use Python is a keyword, just like java c. We type for a like for java, we not here, we are not compiling here, we are just executing our file, right? Here instead of java you need to give Python here. Python is a keyword space your file name. Okay, I have created test.py, right? That file name you need to give. Okay, then here only you will see the output. Okay, for executing using command prompt, okay, you need to set your path. Okay, I have set the path, right? After doing that only you will you are able to execute your program using command prompt. Okay, I recommend instead of executing this using command prompt, this is the way, because everything is interactive. Okay, or this just open IDLE. Okay, from there just take one new file and write your code. Okay, we have some other ways to write our like Python code, but that is advanced. That thing also in the later sessions I will tell you. Similar to this only, we need to install one more one or like module, that is Anaconda is one module that supports total is Python. For data science, for machine learning, we will go for that Anaconda, that is one module. And the Jupyter notebook we'll use for edit as an editor. Okay, Jupyter notebook or Spider notebook. Okay, those are some others like softwares. There also we can write our Python. Okay, as of now just remember these things. Okay, in coming section, in advanced session, we'll go for that Anaconda also. Okay, as of now just remember this IDLE only. Okay, after installation, by default only it will come. Okay, just open IDLE and write your code. Okay, then like variables concept. Okay, just like other languages, we have different concepts like variables. Okay, constants, strings, operators, or like control structures. Control structure means if statement, else statement. Okay, like looping statements, for loop, while loop, do while, everything we will see one by one. Okay, coming to variable, actually why we use variables in the program? Just think, I want to store some data. Okay, you are, you have installed your like software in our computer, right? In my computer I have some large amount of memory. Okay, in that memory I wanted to store some data. Okay, directly we cannot store in that memory, right? Okay, for that if you want to store any value, okay, for example, I want to store 10. 10 is an integer, right? Okay, that 10 value I want to store in a memory. Okay, directly it is not possible to place that 10 in a memory. Okay, as a programmer, we have the concept called variables. Okay, by using variables, you can store your data in a memory location. Okay, see, variables are nothing but a reserved memory location. Okay, in memory, we are just giving some name for that memory location. Okay, based on that name, we are going to store some value, just like other languages only. Not it is not that difficult. Whatever the values you want to store in a memory, before storing that value, you need to declare that value, which type of data you are going to declare. Okay, that you need to mention. Okay, but if you go for any other language, for example, if it is a C language or Java language, what you will do, for example, I want to store some integer value. Okay, for integer values, what you will do, first you will declare a variable, right? Some int, okay, into some a. Okay, first you will declare that variable. After declaring that variable, what you will do, you will assign some value, some a equals to some 10, like that. Here you are saying that a is an integer value. Before using only, you are declaring it is an integer. Okay, but coming to PHP, it is not recommended to mention the type of the data. Okay, just like PHP also, in Python, it is not recommended to mention the which type of data you are going to use. Okay, based on the value, whatever the value you are assigning here, that is internally converted into respected type. Okay, see, in PHP also, while we are learning PHP also, we are not mentioned any type of which variable. Directly, whenever you require a variable, you are directly assigned some value to that variable. Okay, and internally it is converted as a specific variable. Okay, you can observe here. This is the way to like store your data. Okay, here you can observe a is a variable. For that variable, you are assigned the value 20. Means that I am not specifying any data type here. Okay, internally it treats as, based on this value, internally it treats as integer type data. Okay, in the same way, B also having some integer value, internally it treats as an integer. Okay, so in this way, you can assign some values to a variable. Okay, see, I will show in an IDE. Here you can see a equals to, just I am giving 5. Okay, b equals to, no need to give, actually one more thing I need to mention here, no need to mention semicolon. Okay, if you go for any other programming language, for example, if it is C language or Java language, to mention the end of the statement, we will give semicolon, right? Here no need to give semicolon. Okay, if I print this a, it is holding the value 5, right? In this way, we can declare a variable. Okay, and you can assign the values like this. Okay, no need to mention any type of the data. Internally it is converts it into the respective types. Okay, in data type concept, we will see more on this, but while declaring a variable, this is the procedure. Okay, just give the variable name. For example, I'm going to like save my name. Okay, name. Okay, like name I'm giving Python. Okay, internally, actually, this is the string, right? Internally it treats as a string. but you are not mentioning any type of data here. Okay, if I enter, if I print here, print this variable name, what it will give? Python, right? Okay, this is the way you can declare a variable. Okay, but just like other programming language, you need to follow some rules and regulations. Okay, variable name starts with a letter or underscore. Okay, it consists or like numbers, letters, not consists special characters like 1%. Okay, like dollar symbol, like that. Okay, and also it cannot starts with the number. Okay, for example, here 123 b equals to, I will give something, it is giving error. Means that while declaring a variable you need to follow some rules and regulations. Okay, see, it can starts with a letter. Okay, for example, here I am giving like my name. Okay, underscore first name. Okay, like this you can give. Okay, for example, here I am just taking my name. Now it is accepted, right? Just like other programming language, every variable like starts with the letter or underscore. It cannot starts with a number. Okay, that variable name consists both like numbers and letters and special. It won't allow the special characters actually. Okay, and it not starts with the number. It can starts with the underscore. Okay, first you can like give underscore and you can give the name. For example, if I give underscore name, here I'm giving a name. Okay, whether it will accept or not, just I am entering, it is accepting, right? These are the rules and regulations you need to follow while declaring a variable. Okay, uh, we'll we'll do some more examples on this variables concept in the next class. Okay, as of now, have any doubts regarding this variables concept or executing your Python scripts?
Sir,
Yeah, compared to yesterday, today is better, right?
Sir.
yes, sir.
Actually, yesterday that is not the right time. Are all in sleeping stage at that time. I think so. Okay. Don't worry. From if you attend 2 3 classes, you will get some clear idea about this Python. It is very simple compared to other language. Okay, but instead of like simply like watching the video or listening the screen, okay, better to maintain one rough notebook and note down some important points. How I'm going to execute my Python scripts. Okay. After that, you won't remember. If you note down some important points, that is very easy to go forward. Okay. Better to maintain one rough notebook, rough for whatever, just notebook for Python. Okay.
Okay,
Within,
sir.
within the class
Okay, sir.
itself, I will explain programs as well. We have lab also, right? Whatever the programs we have, based on the concept, I will bring those programs within the classes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
That's all
Sir,
for today. Yeah, tell me.
సార్ ఐ హ్యావ్ వన్ డౌట్ సార్. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఒక నంబర్ ఫ్లోట్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోని ఇంకొక నంబర్ ఇంట్ తీసుకుంటే అవుట్పుట్ ఏమొస్తుంది?
Yeah, that we will see in the type conversions. Okay, that directly you will get the float only. Okay, in the type conversions we will see that.
ఓకే సార్.
We have one concept like type conversion. Like in the other languages also. For example, if it is int, I don't want that int value. I want that float value. What you will do within the braces, you will write float and you will take that value. Directly it will convert into that float. Like that, we have some type conversion operator. After a data types that we will see.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any doubts from others? Girish, are you there? Are you attending the classes?
Yes, sir.
Just you have logged in or you are listening?
No, sir. I am listening.
Okay. We will see in the upcoming sessions. I will interact with you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. That's all for today. We'll see in tomorrow's class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.